Hi everyone, this is your learning coach Vinod, and so happy to meet you at the beginning of the holiday of holidays. Okay, so I want to say this as the holiday of holidays because yes, we are celebrating the Mahavir Jayanti, we are celebrating the Tamil New Year's Day today, but today is the day that we are kind of for many schools, for many students, this is the last day of the school. So the mega holiday called as the summer holidays is going to start today, and I am here with a very, very important person discussing about something very, very important to you. Okay, so this topic that we are going to talk about is on what is the best screen time to give to children. So 2 years of COVID, and I think a lot of us have adopted the mobile phone and technology as a part of integral part of our family, and as we turn offline, I think it is time for us to push them into a separate room and say, hey, yes, you are part of the family, but maybe you are adopted, so you got to stay out over there. So to discuss this, I have a very, very interesting guest with me. I have Dr. RamaKrishnan, a very leading psychiatrist in India. So I have known him for the past 10 days, but my family had known him for the past 30 years, and he's doing phenomenal job in addressing a lot of mental health issues over here in Trichy. So without further ado, so let me bring Dr. Ramakrishnan on stage now. Sir, hi sir.
Hi Vinod, how are you?
Sir, I'm doing fantastic. First of all, I want to thank you so much for coming here online live with us to discuss about a very, very interesting topic. So, but before that, before we get into the topic, I just wanted to. I know that you are doing phenomenal work in the mental health sector over here in Tamil Nadu, and a lot of people wherever. See, I used to run a school, so whenever we have kids who are facing autism or some kind of a trouble, the first person that people would start referring over here would be your name. And I also know that you have been doing a lot of CSR activities for the community over here in Trichy. So maybe can you just give a small introduction about yourself, what you do, what is your vision before we start into the concept of screen addiction for people? Huh?
Okay. So first of all, I wish you all a happy Tamil New Year. I am Dr. RamaKrishnan, psychiatrist and managing director of Athma Hospitals, which is the leading psychiatric hospital in India. We are the first NABH accredited mental health center in India. We are into all modes of help, like preventive strategies, treatment strategies, and as well as rehabilitation strategies. We are going to nook and corner of the villages for community awareness, for promoting about knowledge on depression and how to prevent alcoholism, as well as suicide. These are our key areas of community activity. We are into schools now and colleges. We have started a mind club, first of its kind in India, which will be run by students themselves, and we will be moderating them. And my vision is to go as the most preferred destination of all mental health needs. So that is my vision. And my area of interest is child psychiatry. And I hope to answer some of the questions that Vivek is going to put forth to me.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, the first thing that I wanted to discuss with you was that, see, it's, for the past 2 years, as I told earlier, technology had been a very, very integral part of our life since we were confined to homes. Parents had work from home, kids had, online classes. So everything was online. Probably eating time and, bathroom time and sleeping time probably might have been differentiated. All the other, living moments were kind of spent online. So now schools have opened, work from home is slowly getting stopped, and people are going to offices. So where do you think that the impact of this gadgets or the impact of screen time is with children and adults and for everyone. Why, how do you think the impact has been so far?
See, ever since this Android and iOS came, the problem of screen timing and addiction to gadgets has started. Yeah, I would call it this one as a necessary evil.
Okay.
Like River Nile, they used to call it as a necessary evil. If without Nile they cannot live. If it overflows, it will destroy. Like that, it has happened. Before this COVID 2020, we were able to manage at least some people who are addicted to this medias and all. But after the COVID, everything had become online, and even schools have started teaching in mobile. So before what we happened, we were able to prevent them, the children from using the phones. Now we are forced to buy and give. So that is the situation that over a period of 2 years has happened. What these people do, they open for the class, and as soon as they put the attendance, they go out of that and go for gaming. It is the same thing, and the parents are thinking that my son is attending very seriously in mobile. That is wrong.
So,
So
like you said, actually, I have been, teaching online classes for the past 10 years now. So this is not something new. Online classes, especially for us, is not something new. But earlier, there used to be a differentiating line where parents say, hey, yes, you can use your mobile phones for 2 hours a day. Yes, you can use your mobile phones for, 45 minutes a day. Yes, you can play some games for, 30 minutes a day. But now, I think COVID has, broken those shackles and said, hey, it has to be completely on to you with you. As a psychiatrist, like, where do you see the screen time addiction? I'm pretty hoping that you would see a lot of cases of screen time addiction with you. So can you just shed some numbers on what is the percentage of screen time addiction that's happening in India? Maybe you can even share some examples of what's happening elsewhere, so we can get some kind of context to the issue.
the thing is, this addiction is not only for India; it is universal.
Uh-huh.
But what they say, Asian countries are more addicted to mobile and online than Westerners. That they say addiction is 4% or 5%, something like that. In
Okay.
India, they estimate around 27% of the children or adults are who could do addicted to these gadgets and gaming.
Okay.
There is a huge difference. See, nowadays, now I saw in the latest report, 460 million people are having internet addiction, internet connection. It is going to double in another 10 years. So much opening. Google is giving free service. Government is giving free service, and they are providing laptop free of service, free of charge. And this we are paying to the children. So now we are in a position where we cannot take out this gadget from the children. That is the situation. And you know that another beauty is from here I can talk and tell, Mommy, I want food from this room to next room. We don't even go to the next room. So that is a level of CUG. That is the way things are going.
And now,
So
as you say about the example of calling from one room to another, so one thing just pops out into my mind. So when we talk about addiction, especially with regards to screen time, what are there different kinds of addiction, or just playing, or calling someone, so
yeah.
or things like that?
So now what has happened? Previously, this was not a disease at all. There was no
Okay.
entity about all this before 2005. Now, the prevalence and rate of people who are going addicted to this has become a major mental disorder. So ICD and DSM and all, they have started have a different diagnostic classification for this disorder. That is the scenario. And that is now we are previously we talk about alcohol addiction, opium addiction, like that. Now we are talking about behavioral addiction.
Okay. So,
The third entity has come.
okay.
The third entity has come as behavioral addiction, but it is not related to substance. It is
Okay.
related to how we behave. And the culprit is this one. So now not only gaming, Instagram, WhatsApp, Wikipedia,
Okay.
Twitter, Instagram, all are addictions.
Medias. Social media is
So
an addiction.
only thing is nomenclature differs from one place to another. And gambling is another big area where people are luring us to play in and get addicted. So that Rummy, that Dream 11, the IPL is going on. Now they are promoting Dream 11. So there is only also betting. So and then
Okay.
it's they are promoting and advertising. They made it legal. That is the irony of all these things. I don't know when government is going to be serious about all these things.
Yes, sir. So actually, one interesting thing. So we are talking about gambling addiction now. After COVID is going to get over. Before COVID, I used to work at a school in Kambam. So that's a 200-kilometer drive from here. So whenever I get a chance, I take my motorbike and ride there. And whenever I ride, I stop at two places. One near Bodhi and another one near the school. So at every time I stop at the junction near Bodhi, so I would here I would see I would stop at a tea stall, and there would be 5 or 10 different teams of probably college people who have finished college, okay, sitting there and gambling on rummy, sitting there and gambling on Dream 11. I'm pretty sure none of them would have a profession. Okay, so none of them have something going on, and even nowadays, this PUBG gambling is happening. So where people put tournament, yeah. So
That reminds me of one thing. One of my client came very depressed. He went to alcoholism, and for alcoholism he came. And after inquiring about all this thing, why he went for this alcohol, why he is leaving this family, and all, he says, "I am very depressed." He got into this online betting for IPL and
okay.
lost around 75 lakhs within 1 month. He had borrowed money from everywhere, and now he is not able to repay. That is one type of this thing. And
Okay.
another thing you may be remembering about the blue whale, how the game shattered the whole world. Started from Russia, and people how they methodically made the children to go into this thing and finally commit suicide. I had seen some suicide attempts myself. So
Okay.
fortunately, we could identify in India early, and lots of life were saved. And again, you talked about PUBG. That is again a game, but fortunately India banned. Or else you would have seen lots and lots of children going mad. See, they commit suicide because they don't know, they don't get this game online, and they cannot connect to their friends. They commit suicide. That is the way, and it is it is a violent game. See, it doesn't be a soft game like baseball or something like that. It is a
All
violent
multiplayer
game,
games.
and multiple players are there, and they bet over that, and they hook to it. They don't eat, they don't talk to people, they shall close their room, and parents are not able to enter the room, and they once they were open, they become violent. Lots of fights are going on, and I have seen um, children, sibling rivalry more because give me the phone, I want to play, you want to play. Like this, there is a lot of quarrel inside the family. And brothers and sisters talking to each other has gone. They talk over
Yes,
like this. That is the
sir.
way.
I
That is the
actually,
way.
when you talk about, mobile phone and these sibling rivalry and stuff like that, one parent, see, I'm no psychiatrist, so but one parent, I think about a year ago, she called me and she was kind of like, very proud that her child is organizing free fire tournaments in her community. Okay, so I said, I patiently listened to her and I asked her one simple thing. So, what will you do if you find that your child is addicted to cocaine or some kind of a substance? So she was like, "Hey, that doesn't bode well, and we would probably try to take them to hospital. We'll try to counsel them. I'll try to disown my child. If my child does it, I'll try to disown them and kind of stuff like that." I told them, free fire is more addictive, is more dangerous than substance. At least substance
Exactly.
is a physical thing, so we can definitely find an alternative to a physical addiction. But this is kind of like, as you said, on the behavioral point. So working on the mindset, and this is much more worse than it. And rightly you said, sir. So she was complaining. She was kind of like very proud rather than complaining. So that the younger child is the one who's always having the mobile and doing so many stuff on the mobile. So soon after school, 3 or 4 hours, they all sit together and they don't go out. So her point was that they don't go out, they don't cause any kind of a trouble. So they are sitting at one point and playing.
See, there is one of the wrong messages they have taken and they become a poor role model. That's what I would say. These are one of the reasons why children go for addiction. Family
Okay,
is one
sir,
of the main reason. And
fantastic. Yes.
what happened, I can tell an example. See, one client came with her child.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to them and the child was crying. Immediately, you know what she did? She opened the cell phone and gave to the child. I told you are doing the wrong thing. See, people to prevent fight or a problem and for them to work, they give the phone to the children and make them addicted. That is the way. See, we are themselves, ourselves are offering. Okay, go for addiction like that. So I scolded that lady. No, no, you should not do like that. So you should be monitoring. There should be monitoring limited. See what they say. If the number of hours you spend on is exceeds 2 hours a day, then you are likely to become an addict.
Okay.
See, that is what the limitation they say.
Now coming back to this question that you said, this point that you said, 2 hours for more than 2 hours is kind of an addict. So I just want a little bit of a clarity on what is this addiction. Okay, who is an addict? So now you said 2 hours. I probably would definitely spend like 4 5 hours on my mobile phone every day. So probably for 2 hours would be my work, and another 3 hours leisure, another stuff. So am I an addict?
Yeah, very good question. See, technology has improved our life quality, no doubt about it. Everything has got some good and bad. Okay, now we thrive on technology. When COVID was there, patients could come for consultation. We used technology to reach the patients and we had teleconsultation. See, then we are using these apps for promoting our business. That is also going there. So lot of hospital administration, everything is going by groups and other things. So making things easy. When it is used for a specific purpose, then it is not an addiction.
Mhm.
Okay. What they say, if it is used without any reason, just like
Okay.
a time pass, that is what we call addiction. And there should be there is a new nomenclature called as a nomophobia. Have you heard about it?
Nomophobia.
Nomophobia. Nomophobia.
Okay.
No more
Okay.
mobile phobia. If it is stolen or kept, so you forget somewhere and come out, then you become mad. because without this you cannot survive. That has become the norm of the day. So to say a person is addict or not is, if you are happy without this and you can survive and have 2 or 3 days without mobile, then you are not an addict. But
Okay.
this is like any other substance abuse. There is alcohol. Alcohol addiction, we got certain diagnostic criteria. That is, they take on and they keep on increasing the amount. And there is a craving for that. That craving from morning to night, they will be on craving. And annoyed by that. They know it is wrong, but they are not able to avoid it. And you get the withdrawal symptom. They will have once a patient who is addicted to alcohol, they will develop withdrawal symptom, tremors, hypertension, anxiety, and all. Like this, here also the craving will be there. The moment you wake up, good morning. Good morning is not in front of God. Good morning is, it is beside your bed, and you take it. Good morning. You message to your friend or group. That is the good morning now. From then onwards, it starts, number of hours increases, and if you're not what I told, homophobia, they get withdrawal symptoms, like they behavioral problem, they make ruckus. I have seen one boy, you won't believe that. See, his father is a software and system sales man. He has got a small computer center. His son is addicted to game. He wants one separate system for him. And if your father initially allowed, and the number of hours increase, and he could even close the shop and go home because he is addicted to that. Once he goes home, he starts and playing and stopping. And once he totally stopped him from coming to this thing, you know what he did? He destroyed all the systems. Total loss. The shop has to be closed. At that time, they got him. We tried our best. Because he is a minor, we cannot admit in any addiction center. We asked for admitted him in our main center, gave counseling, and we could pull along for 3-4 months. After that, again he relapsed back. So relapse is very common because there is no specific treatment for this type of addiction. For alcohol, we have got antabuse, and for heroin, opium, we have got naltrexone. So some antidotes are there, but for this, no medicines. Only thing is only to stop it somehow. That is way.
Okay.
There are so many ways.
So, joke. One thing, sir. I'm really glad. I'm really happy for this father. So he just lost, a few computers. So I recently, I think 3-4 months back, read this that a father in Dubai, okay, he was shot by his son, okay, because he didn't buy him a PS5.
Yes.
Okay, so comparing to him, I'm really glad that only computers were lost in this
So
case.
I have got a client, boy, killing his sister with a knife because
Okay,
he demanded phone, and he was arrested. He was sent to juvenile. From there, they called me for consultation. This is
okay,
also going. They are
okay,
not this thing. There, pistols are available. Here, we have got knife. There is only
okay.
difference.
Sir, can you tell me, like, we'll go into prevention and what parents can do a little while later. But before that, I just wanted to know, like, how would a teenage kid? Okay, so preferably I would want to talk a lot more about teenage kids because I know there's so much of see the reason why I think students, kids, go and fall onto a mobile phone or a screen time addiction to a multiplayer game is because of a lot of societal pressures. So the only place that I think that they find solace is probably inside of a game or inside of their friend's nest and stuff like that. So can
Exactly.
you shed light on how their journey goes on. So what really happens, what pushes them, okay, and then probably we can talk about how we can bring them back into the society better.
Yeah. See, any disease. See, any disease has got a model. Agent, host, vector. This is for infection. Okay. Agent is coronavirus. Vector is spreading through the air, and the other person host is man. Okay, this is a triangle. Like that, in psychiatry, we have got a biopsychosocial model. See, there is a biological base, psychological base, and sociological base. So we have to divide them into different aspects and then put together and give a holistic approach. That's what we do. See, from the individual side, I tell you, what happens? Neglected children, no companion, introvert, those who have low self-esteem. Okay, these are vulnerable people, and extroverts, and outspoken children, and what do we will call them? Defiant children, opposition defiant children. They always oppose parents. These type of people, they go for more of this addiction because they are easy. What is pleasure seeking? One
Okay.
people go for pleasure seeking. Another set of people go for identity. Identity. Who am I? See, he doesn't have any friends, so he wants to post his this thing into selfie mode,
Yeah.
and put them on Instagram and other thing, and following whether he is being liked or not.
Mm-hmm.
So selfie addiction is a new disease now.
Okay.
They equate it as a depression because who wants appreciation from others? Those who don't have any self-esteem, they go for identity or see you are looking good. You know, who asked for that? Only depressed people, these type of people who need some attention, they go for it.
So technically everybody in social media is depressed.
Yes. And many people you see in the paper, they go to top of this some place, take selfie and fall down and die. That is happening in almost all tourist places. How many deaths is happening? What for the selfie? Isn't it? So it is about the individual level. So broken family, again, single parent, pampered children. These are the people, single child, that is all the more dangerous. They give whatever you want. So they don't expose the children to real life situation. So
Mm-hmm.
they think everything can be got what I want. So that is the
Sir,
way faulty parenting.
yes, sir. Sir, just rephrasing. You said there are two kinds of issues here. The first one was the, sir. What was the first one? Right now, you said about the journey. There are two kinds of reasons why relationship based, and the next one was
Individual based,
identity. Uh,
biopsychosocial.
uh-huh.
Psychological reasons we got one is about self, what I feel.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I don't have friends. I don't move well with others.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that is one type of people. There are other
Uh-huh.
type of people who are outspoken. They go voluntarily talk to other people, get friends easily. So they need
Okay.
one. They are more vulnerable to go for this gaming and other things.
Okay.
These
Okay.
introverts and all, they need to go for WhatsApp and Instagram. And
Okay.
another
So.
thing, parenting. I tell you, I complete.
Uh-huh.
Parenting. See, we don't give proper parenting. That's example I told that the lady gave this phone to the daughter.
Uh-huh.
Like that, people see give expensive phones. That is also that. It is also a type of what you call the societal norms. That's what people should not give this phone to anyone. Children,
Uh-huh.
no. At least, I would say, at least up to 12th standard, they should not be exposed to all these type of luxuries. And
Okay.
another thing is society. People accept you only if you have a phone. And what phone you have got? You have got Apple phone, you have got a lava phone, or you have got iPhone. Again, people compare. They want identity in the peer group also. So this is again. And now this COVID came and it made people to buy
Okay.
this thing. That is other thing. Another one important aspect is everything again, whatever we are telling, it is about biology. Who are doing, we are doing. Am I doing? I am not doing. My brain is doing. Is my brain doing? My dopamine is doing. The
Okay.
ultimate culprit is dopamine. See, that is like
Okay.
a center, that is one of the neurotransmitter, and other happy hormones are there. Oxytocin, endorphins, serotonin. These are all called happy hormones. That's
Okay.
endorphins are secreted when you do go for exercise and all. So when you hug, your oxytocin is secreted. That's why people like to hug. So this is
Okay.
happy hormone. Like
Physical.
that,
Physical.
people want some reward. No, that reward behavior happens because of dopamine. Some
Okay.
people, they are born biologically, those who are addicted to this, they got dopamine level low. And as soon
Okay.
as they go for this one, the dopamine level increases. So this is
Increases.
self-reward for ticket. That is one
Sir,
of the way
what is
biological.
dopamine low? Sir, typically for the body, dopamine low is good or high is good or
No, dopamine is a must. Without dopamine, you cannot walk.
okay.
Dopamine is the one which controls our movements. Okay.
Okay.
And the emotions are controlled. One part of the emotions are, and the thinking, everything happens because of dopamine.
So what
Just
you're trying to say, dopamine is good, but the way that our body secrete, the way that we make our body secrete dopamine, we need to be very sure of.
for these people, they have
Uh,
found the dopamine
uh,
level is low in the brain.
okay.
Like insulin and the sugar level, like whatever, because
Uh-huh.
sugar is high means insulin is less secreted. So you
Okay.
supplement with insulin. Like that, in the brain, dopamine level comes down.
Okay.
So biologically, it is not their fault.
Oh, okay.
Biologically, it happens. But the chronic stress is ongoing. More and more stress, more and more pampering and all, that makes them lower the dopamine. And
Okay.
so the need for craving increases. So they get
Sir,
addicted.
sir, what do you think are the consequences or that can happen, the complications that can happen mentally and physically? Let's not talk about someone is going to kill or someone is going to jump off from the thing, but biologically, what kind of consequences would happen to someone who is in the path of becoming an addict? I don't want to probably for all my viewers. So yeah, I know that for sure. All of us feel that mobile phone is a necessary evil, but somehow we are not able to control the screen time. Somehow we are not able to control what our child does using that screen time, and we know that the children are in the path of becoming an addict, but right now they are not an addict. So if you can just give us some more glimpses on what a parent can look out for like a marker, okay, so if these points kind of start blinking, then the child is definitely on to the journey to become an addict, so they would need some kind of a support to go on. So what do you think, are there any kind of markers which would kind of interest, just looking at it, parents can know that okay, the child is having some kind of an issue, so that they can seek proper help to get them out of the screen time addiction.
Yes. It needs too many explanation. I will do it, no problem. See what happens. Initially, you talked about complications. Then
Uh-huh.
you wanted to know how to identify. So
Uh-huh.
first, I say how to identify. Okay, if a boy, as I told you, no, if the number of hours exceeds 2 hours, then you can call them on the way to addiction. So
Okay.
when they
So one second.
lose,
I'll just stop you then and there because few more questions come up. So when you say 2 hours, it is other than the online classes.
Yes. See, what I
Okay.
told you first itself,
So,
if it is
so
used for
parents sending
18 hours, if it is
uh,
used 18 hours for productive work, then it is
okay,
not addiction.
it is not addiction. Super. So parents, don't forget to join, online classes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
sir.
is a must.
So,
It is a must.
okay.
Nowadays, see, after this COVID, it has blessed us actually. Almost 2 years, we had online CMEs. Throughout
Okay.
every day, we attended class. We enriched our
Yeah.
knowledge. And
Mhm.
because of this, I consulted at least 20 to 30 patients a day. See, these
Okay.
are our advantages. These are promotion. If it is for
Definitely, sir.
promotion, it can be very, 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 very essential. Knowledge can come like anything from everywhere. You are sitting at your home, you can get all the knowledge. I don't
Definitely, sir.
mean once when you are preoccupied with your phone or preoccupied with your laptop, when others enter, you get jittery because they want privacy. There was a mother comes no, come, and they refuse. I'm not hungry. I will eat afterwards. This is another early symptom. And they will forget as see, go and take bath, I will take bath afterwards. There is no class. It is only online. Why should I take bath? So they again use it. See, every moment they squeeze from other work for this reason. So
Superb,
that
sir.
is
So
the
2 hours, 2 hours of leisure time is okay. Okay, but more than 2 hours, and I think as responsible parents, what we can do is that instead of saying 2 hours of mobile phone, we can just probably call it as 2 hours of screen time. So that would include their TV. That could include some kind of a small gaming. Okay, so some kind of get together with friends and family. So, but try to finish off within the 2 hours. So, is that right? The thought
yeah,
process.
yeah. But we need a monitoring. See, we should
Okay.
monitor what he is doing. He
Okay.
should do in front of you.
Uh-huh.
See, because both parents are going into office, nobody to monitor. Again, that is
Okay.
one thing. See, my son is doing transgender. I given
Okay.
him Samsung iPad touchpad.
Uh-huh.
But what I have done, he cannot make any call.
Okay.
Okay, only WhatsApp and a software which is needed for his education. Only is
Okay.
loaded. He cannot touch
Okay.
any other thing.
Okay.
So in that way, I am comfortable. I am sure that only by WhatsApp call you can do anything. But other than this, he cannot spend on gaming. So that's what I
Superb.
have made. So like that, people should find a way to avoid all these things. And you should protect your phone with a proper, difficult password, and don't let it do is know the password to the children. And now because of the facial recognition and all, somewhat it is better. So lot of effort should be done on spending time with children. That is your duty.
Okay.
If he says, I am bored, come, we all will play carrom board.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. See, you indulge them in all physical activities. That should be the way to do all these things. See,
Okay, sir.
I'll come to the management part a little later. So I
Yeah,
told you
we
how to identify.
finding
I
out.
told you,
How to do,
I
so
told
how
you
how
how
do
to
we find?
identify.
Yes,
I
sir.
told you how
Please.
to identify the addiction. Then what are the complications?
Sir,
First
sir,
thing
we
is
just got one. See, we just got one. So you said more than 2 hours. If they are going to stay more than 2 hours, they are kind of like addicted. So what other markers are there
no,
that
what are
parents
the
can do?
things? Irritability, aggression.
Okay.
The moment you
Okay.
take it away, you hit others. I told one girl was killed. You told
Okay.
one boy shot his father. Like
Mhm.
that. That violence,
Okay.
irritability. All this happens.
So
Okay.
being
Then
absent-minded. A lot of parents tell me that the child is absent-minded. So
yes,
mobile
yeah,
phones, does it cause that? Huh?
yeah. See what they have recently found out using this gadgets reduce the cognitive ability of the child. So
Okay.
naturally, cognitive ability comes down because of
Okay.
the race,
Okay.
whatever race that is not good. So that's why
Uh-huh.
this spectacle I'm having is UV protector, something. So many things are telling. So
Okay.
rays are also very important in our day-to-day life. So that
Okay.
is another thing. So this is about how to identify. And
Superb,
what
sir.
are the complications? First, you lose your concentration. You see, no, world is competitive. We want to compete and come up in life. For that, we need education. You lose concentration. You wander out of your subject and other things. That is one thing. Academic decline happens. Then your parental and other children and the peer group relationships get spoils. That is what is happening. And not only with this, there are other areas called they see once your photo is in the phone, you are open to the public. They can do morphing of your face and make you a subject of sex crimes. That is what is happening. Ladies' photos, they morph and they send the video to the child, family, or threaten, demand money. And one fellow was caught by this. Fortunately, that girl who got that threatening messages informed their parents and they went to police and found out who that guy is. Okay. Unfortunately, he is one of the uh, son of a richest fellow in Madras.
Okay.
God. He says, and they brought me and they brought him to me, and I was talking to him. How why you do all these things, sir? I got 20 mobile numbers. He has got. He knows how to do all this stuff without knowing where it is going. Unless you are a
Yep.
very technique, you cannot find out it is coming from my. He's
Uh-huh.
telling it is just a, sir, not only me, so many people are doing, sir, we are sharing like that. So, crime, suicide. People, what happens? People put online and commit suicide, and that goes viral.
Really, really sad, the condition that
And I am the most unhappiest person since opposite house. Once I saw the family doing some death has happened, I went and asked what happened. My son only has died. How? Is it COVID? Because COVID period. No, he had an affair with another girl. Dating app. There is one dating app. That girl stopped talking to him. So he wanted to commit suicide. He
depression.
put it in a front, a live comment. He has done the committed suicide.
Really sad,
This
sir.
uh,
Sir, as you are talking about it, one other thing pops up is that does this screen addiction, okay, so cause depression in people? Is it as a psychiatrist, as a practicing psychiatrist, do you see a lot of depression patients come down over here because of mobile phone addiction? I know the people with depression are more than 20% in India.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
so does
It is
it
a,
play any kind
it
of
is
a
a
vital role?
two-way. See, it is a
Uh-huh.
two-way. I
Okay,
told you, no. Those who are depressed get addicted to
mobile
mobile.
phones. Uh-huh.
Okay. Those who get addicted to mobile, they go for depression, psychosis.
Obviously, it's going to get depressed.
So it is a two-way. It is not a one-way. That is the problem.
Okay, okay.
Anxiety. So many things are
Uh-huh.
happening.
Okay, super, sir. Sir, let's come to the important part that the viewers are waiting till now. Let's talk about how do we prevent this from happening, or how do we cure a child when they're kind of like a little bit out of control when it comes to when so prevention. The next thing that I want you to answer is probably when a parent should start getting worried. Okay,
See, I
and then
already told you. See,
uh,
already people should be worried now.
okay,
Okay, now itself, all are worried about the future because we are
uh-huh,
not going to take the gadget out of our life. It has become
okay,
part of life, so we
uh-huh,
cannot take it out. Only thing we
okay,
can find out is how to manage with this. That's
Okay.
what we can also always say. See, for that, what I would suggest, like I said sometime before, parenting is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Parent, because there is no joint family system, and Tata Party is not there to look after the children when the parents are go out, because all become apartment and all. It has become a good place for all bad elements also to enter. That is
Uh-huh.
another big problem. So quality time is very very important. And parenting means assertive parenting. I tell you the word assertive parenting. You should know there is a
What to say no?
boundary. Okay, everyone has got a boundary. I got my independence. I got my space in my family, which my wife or children cannot take it. Okay, like that, child also has got its own liberty and they got their own space. But we have to find out what is the real space for them, what is the level of independence we can give to them, and they should not enter into our space.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? Parents are fighting nowadays for silly thing. You will cook or I will cook. You will wash or he will wash. For everything, fight happens. So sometimes it happens, the child has to interfere. Appa, don't fight. Amma, don't fight. Don't fight. See, then you are allowing the boundary to open and the child takes the upper hand. So now you lose control over the children because you are not good, isn't it?
You're right.
Unless
Yes, sir.
parents are happy and united in controlling. See, there are a problem. What happens if mother scolds boy, father says, "Hey, don't bother about her. You come, I will give." See, this is type of siding which the children know how to exploit. That
Of
should not
course.
be there. If you appreciate together. If you want to condemn them together.
Together.
But beating is not the solution. Only conditioning. If you avoid him for some time, he will get upset. Oh, sorry, I will not do. If you keep on scolding or if you beating, he becomes immune to all your threats.
Okay.
So, and engage them what he wants. See, you both the parents and all see National Geography or some historical movies. Share with them what is it, how you grew up. Give them history about yourself. See, this has not come to you just like in a platter. I suffered so much. My life was that. Give them all this to the children about your heritage. Take them
Definitely.
to temple, take them to tour, travel a lot, make them go for expedition and other things. These type of things that will give the good reward. Reward. Dopamine will increase. Happy hormone will
Okay.
increase. And parenting, then he will listen to us. Not all children are getting. I told you only. No, I told you 27% only are going bad to addiction and destruction. Other people are doing good in education and passing in flying colors. Okay, that is again. If the child is upset or not happy, he is moody, you try to find out what is happened. You ask what happened in the school, what happened with your peers, identify the problem and talk to them and talk to the teacher. And if you find that he really needs a mental health help, either go to a psychologist or come to a psychiatrist. We can help you out. There is a stigma. That is the first point. A barrier in our treatment management is stigma. We are worried if we go to a psychiatrist, then we are mad.
People,
That
brand
is
you
the
as something.
problem. So don't get stigmatized about all these things. But fortunately, unfortunately, I got more than 10,000 children clients with me. That is what is the national statistics I'm having. 20%, 15% of my clients are children. Can you believe
Okay.
it? In Tiruchi, it is happening. And it is national statistics is 25%. Another 10% of the people in our area has to come to me, come to a psychiatrist. But it's not happening because of stigma.
Stigma. Okay.
Stigma.
So,
So
sir, as
don't say
you, yes, sir, please.
then if the child is depressed or anxious, many people, children are anxious. You don't understand that child can have depression, a child can have anxiety, A child has got fear inside, dreams, demons, and so many things are there, and the child can have low self-esteem. All these are psychological symptoms of depression. Crying for no
Okay.
reason, cutting glasses, their destructive behavior. All these are some symptoms of depression also. So
Okay.
you may
Sir,
not know, but you can
as
come
you
and
say,
ask us.
sir, as you say all these stuff, what really comes to my mind is that probably we should do one more session where we talk about the different symptoms, so that parents can, know if things are going off way with the child. So I think that alone can be, another session. So I'd be really happy if we could do that one more time. Huh?
Yes,
So
sir,
for our parents.
definitely. If,
And one other stuff that you said, yes, sir. Yes, please.
I think this. So if
Yeah.
the child has got some anxiety or depression, small medication, and a lot of therapy, they can solve the problem. And another thing, we be very strict about all these things. And don't you share your problems with your children's
Children.
friends also. Be in touch with the family. That is also very important. And engaging physically by ourselves is the one that will ultimately take and some sort of therapy if they are anxious, if they are depressed, if they are it's any other learning. Another thing is other things people go for all these addictions. One is learning disability. There is a dyslexia that itself is a big topic, and
Mhm.
that 10% of the school going children are having dyslexia. They are not
Okay.
identified. He doesn't know how to spell. He writes all wrong words, and the mathematics they are weak. But they will be put in a high class, high end school because I'm a very wealthy man. My son should study in a very wealthy school. People have got the wrong notion, stigma again.
Yes.
They don't understand that. These people will be discarded by the other people who are brilliant. These people will go to bad elements, bad company, and they go for this gaming addiction, crime, and other juveniles. That's why juvenile homes are there.
Okay.
So again, identifying learning disability and making corrective measures, and special schools are available. Even we are having happy kids for learning this difficulty. Children
Okay.
are coming, but it is all low for the amount of effort I take. The support from the children's parents are less because they don't want to send that type of schools our children.
So they
That's
always feel that, it is not helping the child, and it is only branding them as, different.
yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah.
don't
There is no branding. See,
know.
all are branded. All are
Uh,
branded. See, I used to tell it is a very thin line between normalcy and abnormal. When we are going to become abnormal, we don't know. Even I don't know. Situation only matters. So
uh,
take mental health professionals help. That is what is important.
Fantastic,
Ultimately,
sir.
there is a solution. There is
Superb,
no.
sir. Sir, let me ask you this question before we wind up the show. What kind of a help can we take from a mental health professional?
See, that's what I told. We know how to identify first,
Okay.
and we are people
No,
think.
no, probably the question would be, what kind of things that you would do
Yeah.
if a child is kind of like, addicted. So this way, I think it might help parents a little bit more. Yes.
Right. Okay. That's right. That's right. One thing, there is no stigma coming to a psychiatrist. Number one.
Mhm.
Number two, we are always for the children. We are team players. Okay. For a dream, there is a head coach, assistant coach, player. He is the player, and you are the head coach, and I am the assistant coach. Okay. That is the level I will put myself. Whatever problem is, we can identify what are the remedies that can be done, whom to reach for the help. So suppose the boy has got intellectual disability, that is mental retardation. We have got separate category of the professionals. LD specialists are the learning disability. What I am telling about happy kids. They are specialized in making your child learn more. You won't believe last about 1 year, before the COVID, one girl was getting only 200 marks and she was failing almost in 3 subjects. And the last 3 months, the family identified that problem and were referred by the teacher, and they came to our happy kids. You won't believe, within 3 months, our teachers could change her writing, spelling errors, and mathematics, and she scored 350 marks within 4 months. That is the success story of happy kids. So, if the patient has the child has depression or there are family problems, if the father is an alcoholic, we'll identify. See, sometimes, many a times I tell you, the children are the symptom of the family. The child is problematic, the family is problematic. Symptom of the family. Maybe marital problem will be there, father's alcoholism will be there. In the day and night, he will be drinking, shutting the children away, and not even entering the house like that. That has happened. Many school teachers have referred like that. And one fellow committed suicide. After that, only there is a lot of referral came because he went late for the what do you call prayer meeting. He was made to stand outside the gate. After that, he was called in and reprimanded publicly in front of all students. Next day, he committed suicide. Then only family they came to know that father didn't allow him to sleep the whole day. So what I tell, symptom of the family. So it is a holistic approach. I tell you, parents are the head coach, I am the assistant coach, and master player Kohli and Dhoni are our children. If that
Sir, and
good
and
perspective
they
is
would
taken,
see, they would contact probably a psychiatrist, so like you, and you would do an initial consulting, and usually for screen time addiction, like I think you said sometime earlier, I'm just trying to rephrase, there are no medications, am I right?
yes, there is no medication as such.
Okay.
But what we try to find out, if that I told you another thing, some neurochemicals also involved.
Okay.
Dopamine,
Okay.
serotonin are also involved.
Okay.
Sometimes for addiction behavior, serotonin may be low. So there are
Okay.
new molecules are come SSRIs. At the low
Okay.
dose, it increases the serotonin level, and another some medicines increases the dopamine at different levels. If you give
Okay.
them substitute them with some medicines, it may act.
Okay.
So that is another important aspect. And I told you about attention deficit
Uh-huh.
disorder. So those type of children, we can give some remedial measures. So there
Okay.
are some medications which we can use it. And
Super.
don't forget yoga, meditation, spiritual value, family value. These are and our
Fantastic.
people has to make some sacrifice. You get out of Android by yourself. You go to this Nokia 9100 model, which was initially released. Button phone, you yourself take. Okay. If you want to, the child wants to do online course, let them on the computer. When you also can see. In
Actually,
that
I
way,
did a small thing last year, sir. Okay, so what we did was that the moment that we stepped into the home, so 7 o'clock in the evening, so my phone is diverted to the landline. So whatever phone calls would come would probably be handled out in the landline, and my phone is kind of like switched off and put out in a box. So we did it for a month, and it was kind of like good. And from then on, I left out social media. So I'm not there in any of the social media other than for my business. So no Facebook, no Instagram.
even I don't know
So
how to use. I have got 13 Pro Max. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to Facebook. I don't know. I have not installed in Instagram. No, these are not needed. So
okay,
parents should be very strict about it. And night time, no calls. As you told, divert to the landline. In that way, some way or other, see, game can be different, and you play according to the situation. It is the family which has to decide.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, I think it's almost close to an hour, and really want to thank you for the treasure trove of advices, treasure trove of precautions that you had given to us as a parent. So, rather than a learning coach, I had a lot of epiphany on what I could do better with my children. So, how I could help them out, and the moment that they would need some kind of an assistance with regards to their mental health, that the taboo of seeking help for mental health is kind of like come down a little bit with me, sir. So thank you so much. So can I have some kind of a closing words for all our viewers from you?
See, what I can tell is mind, body, soul, mind, body. First is soul, then mind, then body. So you all things should be in harmony. Then only we can be happy. So physically, you do lot of exercise, proper lifestyle, good food, and you physically you will be all right. Mentally, you follow what the parents tell and what your teachers tell. Give respect to them. That is what is important. And then mentally, you will be fit to see. You have to experience lots of losses and defeat also to step up to success ladder. That is what our people, heroes have shown. And Adi Edison used to say, the 999 times I failed before I invented one object. That's what Edison says, like that. So they have the learning experience, the living experience. Ballroom Kalai, that's what I used to tell. And soul, you should be spiritually oriented, whatever may be the religion. All religions are equal. There is no religion, but prayer is a must, and it is one of our super egos. What I in our psychology we will call it as super ego that will control and give you some sort of restrictions. See, we don't steal, we don't kill others because we say it is sin, isn't it? Like that, if you abuse your phone, then it is a sin. You should not do like that. That sort of some spiritual orientation will help you a lot. Ultimately, uh, be happy. And I used to say one quote: God, grant me the serenity to accept things which I cannot, courage to change things which I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Be happy. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Amazing thing. So I think I'll close up the session right now. So guys, really happy being here with you, listening to Dr. Ramakrishnan on what mental health, what kind of a larger issue that we would be facing in the future when it comes to screen time addiction and stuff like that. Remember, just because your child is good at studies doesn't mean that they can do whatever in their life. Just because they get good marks, they can have more freedom, they can have more screen time, and they can do all the stuff that they. So remember, that's not how life should be. So today it may not be an issue. So just like how Dr. Ramakrishnan said, the issues would be multifold when we by the time that we analyze them. So be vigilant. See if your child is aggressive. Talk to them. So I think the best piece of thing is to talk to them, chalk out a way how together. You see, it's very much your responsibility that the child is like this, and it is very much your responsibility that they can get out of it. So don't try to leave out the blame. Don't try to say, hey, I'm not responsible, it is my child. So take the blame, be responsible, and help them come out of this addiction. I know the summer holidays, they have more time. So more time equals more gadgets, more games, more multiplayer stuff. Parents, we would be busy with our work, so we won't be able to monitor them better. So please be vigilant. Take a look at it, and I think as parents, if we put up another extra 10% of effort, we can be much better than what we were. Okay, what we are right now. So with that, I would love to thank Dr. RamaKrishnan one more time, and looking forward to see you guys in another video on getting to know something new, something informative, from some other mentors. Okay, so this is your learning coach Vinod signing off, and happy holidays. See you all. Bye bye.